Hey budgeteers, and welcome back to week 2. We budgeted last week, we got our budget template all put together. This week you're going to see it move a lot faster because we are not going to be building or creating our spreadsheet. There are a few changes that I'm going to make up front, but this is week 2 and you made it here. So let's keep budgeting this year. Just like in week 1, the first thing that I'm going to do is go to my bank and download my transactions from last time we budgeted until now. There aren't very many, so this will be very quick. Like I said, this will be a much faster video, but I'm going to log into my bank now. Oh, how nice of them. My bank remembered that it's my birthday this month. And now we're going to go ahead and start putting all of those transactions into our spreadsheet. And before I do that, I'm going to show you the changes that I'm going to make from our last week's budgeting session until now so that you can follow along with those and see where I might have made a few mistakes based on our own family budget. Obviously, I'm not just alone budgeting for my family. I show this to my wife and tell her that these are the things that we're doing and get her feedback. And then she gives me some information that maybe I didn't do right or that I wasn't sure on. So I have to make those changes first, and then we will be going right ahead. Here are my transactions since last week. So starting on the 7th up through today, the 13th, which I'm recording this at night and you're seeing this on the 14th, but I include the last Saturday on the next week's draw. So we'll be starting on the 14th next week. But I have here just a few transactions. It was actually a very simple week, and we're going to be entering these transactions into the budget template today. Now, if you don't already have a start on your budget and you want to go ahead and get started on that, make sure you click the link that I'm going to show you here and head on over and begin building that budget template. Get it downloaded, get ready to go. If you want to make your own budget template, I have a brand new tutorial that you can start learning how to create that spreadsheet. It's very simple at this point because I only have one video out, but by the end of the video, you can create a budget that will be able to do everything we're doing here simplistically. So here's the link to that. Go ahead and click there if you need to go over and create one. Otherwise, let's move forward. So I'm going to pull open my budget template. Now here, we're going to start making some of those changes that I discussed, and I'm going to do them kind of quickly, and I will give you some commentary as I'm doing that. So the first thing that I'm going to want to do is I need to jump down to health insurance, etc. This actually should not be part of my budget. So I'm going to jump back to the Start Here tab, and I'm going to remove health insurance, etc. and replace it with HRE 10 so that it will flow through the budget that way, and remove it from my budget. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because the amount that I'm counting up here as income is after tax, after all withholdings from my employer. So I was actually double counting by putting that in there. I'm removing that now. If you do pay your health insurance or dental insurance, etc., after you receive your paycheck, then you will put those in as a line. However, I don't. So I pay those before I get paid, and that is where that comes through. And then on the other thing, it is for car gas. I put it in at $75, which is our weekly amount, not our monthly amount. So I am going to go ahead and open up Calculator, and I'm going to take 75 times 4.333, and we'll put that in at $325 for gas on a monthly basis. And I'm going to come down here. Now, you'll notice that actually balanced out again because I removed from our household-related expenses the insurance and moved it over to gas. So now we have enough in the budget to cover that. I noticed as we were spending gas money this week that $75 just wasn't going to cut it. So we now have that corrected here. I believe that was everything that I needed to change. Great. So we can move on from there. Let's go ahead and start entering in our expenses. This will be a very easy week. So we'll start from the bottom. I have here a $45.90 Maverick charge and a $21.97 ExxonMobil. Both of those are gasoline charges. So I will jump to the expense tracker tab, and we are going to create 2 new lines. Now, you won't ever create them above this third line. You can actually create them on the third line, but you want to make sure you always leave one blank line. So I will create a few of those. Actually, how many transactions do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll just create all 7 right now so that we're ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and one more. So I've got a total of 8, so I can leave that top row blank. And all of these are in January of 2017, so I will move that up like that. But they are on different days. So I know the first one's on the 7th and the 7th. And we'll jump back over. Oh, my Alt tab doesn't want to work for me today. So I've got 45.90 and 21.97. So over here, a negative. Oh, now I'm forgetting. 40. You're all probably sitting there thinking, hey, I already know what it is. 45.90. I'll do these one at a time so that I don't forget while I'm talking. And then also 21.97. So we'll come back over here. 21.97. And I'll just do it as gas. Gas, no need to really manually comment anything there. In fact, typically I would leave those blank. And then here, they are car gas. Perfect. So I've got those two in, and if we jump over to our bucket accounts, you'll see that those transactions came through against the month, and we're now having a bucket amount of $210.44 left over after adding those in. So jumping back, we'll go to the next one, a deposited or cash check. Now, because it's a negative amount, I know it was not deposited, sadly. It is cashed, so I need to go in and enter this in. This is actually for my daughter. I'm going to put it against, and that was on the 9th. I'm going to put it against our education budget for the kids. So, education there. And we'll jump back over. 4 cents of interest. This was a great day. I love earning that 4 cents of checking account interest. Don't you? Gosh, they just pay so much. It's hard to know where I'm going to spend all of that, but you know what? I will find a way, I'm sure. So I've got my interest in there, and if I come over here, I can see in my income that interest is now 4 cents. I'm really feeling rich. That's great. We'll jump back over, and we've got a negative $108.78 at our beautiful, beautiful Walmart. This was a sad, sad day for me. So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to put this in as the 12th. And we'll jump over here and do, I don't remember exactly, negative 108 something, 108.78. So I'll put that in and then we'll talk about it. This right here was a new battery for the car. Now this is a perfect time to put in a manual comment. So every day after work, I was walking out to my car and it was so cold outside, I would turn the engine on, except for the engine wouldn't turn on. And it was really, really frustrating. I had to have a coworker jump my car once, and in the mornings I kept having to pull both of my cars out, or just the one, pull it towards the other one, and I would jump the one car and then drive to work and then jump it after work. It was getting really old. Finally got that changed out. And so we do have here car repair. And I'll go ahead and put that in. Now, this is actually going to do something that we haven't seen yet. So if I jump to the bucket accounts, you'll notice that my car repair bucket has now gone over by $8.78, which is typically a bad thing because, as you know, in the envelope system, cash is cash. But if you need a new battery because you can't get to work, then you're going to find a way to find that $8.78 no matter what you're going to do. And I knew going into this that I was going to go over on that bucket with the already known knowledge as well that we had about $14.01 left over. So I'm actually going to increase my car repair bucket so that it handles that for me, and I'm going to make it the exact amount. So 108.78 is in there. I'm going to come back over here and change my car repair to 108.78. And you'll notice that now if I go back to my bucket account, it is just a zero balance, which means I have nothing left for car repair. If anything else is to happen this week or in this month, I don't have anything there to help it out. So I'd have to pull from possibly our holiday or vacation, our home repair. I'd have to find some other way of paying for it if it's an emergency. And if it's a non-emergency, obviously, just like when you don't spend, you don't spend. So I'm going to jump back over to the expense tracker. I believe we've only got a couple more here. This one's a fun one. So for those of you that didn't see, I was planning to buy the Nintendo Switch as soon as I could pre-order it. They were talking about it just the other night, and as soon as it was available today, I went ahead and put in that pre-order. The best part is that we had switched dentists just recently, and they gave us a bunch of Best Buy gift cards for coming in. So I actually had budgeted about $300 for the Nintendo Switch, and if you saw the video where I changed the secret bucket down here to Nintendo Switch, I've now done that, and I'm putting away $100 per month for that. But you'll see I spent $42.99, and that's actually going to be the total cost of that, which is great because I'm actually going to keep this bucket running just in case something goes wrong or I need to change something until March so that I have that. But at this point, I know this bucket is going to be overflowing at the end, and I'm going to be able to move it back into other things or maybe buy some games or do something else fun with it, depending on what I choose to do. So again, remember, budgets are all about making your lifestyle work for you. This may seem silly to some people, but we have to do the things that we love, the things that we like. So make sure that you're putting in a place for those things too. I'm going to jump over to the expense tracker, and as of today, negative $42.99. Nintendo Switch. I'm going to put a lot of exclamation marks because I'm so excited. And it actually has its own category already. So I'm going to add that in, and you'll notice in my bucket account, it's just saving up here. And as long as that pre-order works with those Best Buy gift cards, that will be it for that, which is awesome, but we'll see. So I believe that is everything on there. Oh, one last weekly transfer. So I'm going to jump back over to the expense tracker, and again, every Friday, we transfer over $150. This covers all of our food, entertainment, eating out, anything that we do during the week that are our microtransactions are all done here. And I know that week 1 was last week, so this week is week 2. So now, just as an overview, real quickly, we can come back over here and we can see our income is still lower than what we're anticipating. That means I need another paycheck to come in. We are currently saving a little bit, which is great. I haven't moved the savings over yet, and that's why it's showing a variance here. Once I move that out of my checking account, it will show that that's correct. I've paid for Hulu and sewer, but nothing else has come through yet, and all my buckets are filled over here. And that leaves us right now with $5.23. And if today was an actual day where I was saying, where am I in my budget? I have my buckets filled, and I still have $122.27 left over. Now, in my checking account, I will have $1,097.72 because I will have this $122.27 still there, and I will have the total of my bucket accounts over here, which is the $975.45. So adding those two together, I'm going to get the $1,097.72, and I should be able to match that up with my checking account, get it as close as I can, and if there is anything wrong with that, I need to find out where I haven't budgeted or if there was something that I needed to put in here to make that match as quickly as I can so that I don't get lost. Anyway, this is the budget for me for week 2. If you have any questions or comments about my budget, or you need to know anything about your budget or how you're going to track something, how you might want to handle something, leave it in the comments below. I love to hear from you, and I would love to know if there's anything that I can answer for you about my budget that you might have questions on. I'd be glad to answer that. We'll switch back to the camera, and we will close week 2 out. You are budgeted yet again. There you have it. So cool. Week 2 complete. This year is the year of budgeting. We're going to become more financially free, no matter what stage you're in, no matter what budget you're using. I'm glad you're here budgeting with me because it's always great to have the support. And I'm being honest, if you need anything, if you have any comments about budgeting or questions, leave them below. I'm happy to help you out. I'm happy to answer those. I am here for you. This is going to be a great year. So far, I'm feeling pretty good about it. We haven't had anything too astronomical come through. I was telling you earlier in the first video that I was expecting some car repairs. This wasn't even what I was expecting, so there's more to come. I know it's coming. we all have some issues or problems that we know are going to happen this year. And if you have some of those too, tell me about them. I'd love to hear from you. We can try to work around those or figure out how to deal with them together. I'm happy to talk about that kind of stuff also. But this is the year of budgeting. I'm happy to have you here, Budgeteer. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that big red button below. Make sure that you're ready and following the channel. If you have questions about how to budget, how to create a budget, I have a bunch of tutorials and other videos I'm putting out right now. You can follow along with me, and I'll be teaching you how to do all sorts of different things and about different financial topics. So make sure you're here with us. We are loving having everybody join in. I've gotten some great comments, some great new followers, and some awesome new people that are budgeting with us. And that's the best part. This is a community thing. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about all of us budgeting together and knowing that we're all in the same boat. We all need to make better financial choices to live better lives. Now, like you saw, I'm buying something silly. It's whimsical. It's fun. We should be living life as well. So try to budget some of that into your life. Make sure that you're having a good time. And we need to make it known that it can be a real person while you're budgeting. You don't have to live inside of tight chains. You can figure out how to create your life into something that's a little bit more freeing using the budget system. Now, I'm trying to keep this under 15 minutes. I'm not sure if I did it or not, but 15 minutes a week is all it should take to do your budget. Hopefully we made it. Thanks, and we'll see you next time, Budgeteer. Thanks for watching. I'm extremely glad to have you here. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up. For more awesome videos, make sure you are subscribed.